Hello students, I'm recording this video to help you on using this file for making decisions on the big global simulation. So in this video I will show you a general overview of the first round of decision. As I told you, the first thing to do is to select your team number. So suppose that I'm team number 9, and also I need to select here the year. Right now we're starting on 2010, so because of that, only this option is available to us. So let's take a look, and we have now the year 2010, but let's take a look in other parts of the file before entering here the country. So in the country comparison here, we may select different countries for a deeper analysis, and here we will be able to compare the population size, GDP per capita, and also the gross domestic product. And in world map, we may have an overview of different variables worldwide. So, for instance, let's select a variable here like the GDP per capita, and now we have a different view, and also we may change any option here by just having one left click and look in deep details in any part of the world. For instance, we can go to North America, or we may change to European Union, or even we can have different parts together. Okay, so let's select all countries in the world by using the Ctrl to select all countries together. So suppose that I'm planning to see the general data from BRICS countries. So looking here, I think that may be a very good opportunity for us, and then I'm going to see here for the BRICS. So moving to the country comparison, we may look here to different countries like Brazil, Russian Federation, so BRICS, we have India, China, and South Africa. As you can see here, the biggest populations are located in India and China. And also we have Brazil and Russia with huge populations. By that time, we can see that Brazil and Russia have a greater GDP per capita than the other BRICS countries. And thinking about it, let me have a deeper look into Brazil. And I will make the first round of decision, make a simulation in Brazil. So I will go here to market analysis, and I will put the country that I want to simulate. So I can type Brazil, or I can select the country here. With the list, I select and put Brazil. And now I can have a more detailed overlook of the country. First of all, we have the population size. Remember that the demand is basically proportional to the number of population. So you need people to use your app. So bigger countries have greater demand. Also, notice that the population density means that you have huge cities in the country. So thinking about it, we can see that Brazil are not so high dense, the density of the population here, it's not that high, but for sure we have a huge population. And also our population is still growing relatively well in the last years. We also can see the results of GDP per capita. Remember that people need to have money to spend with ride-hailing apps. And Brazil, we are basically in average compared to the world. So we are not that bad on that measure as well. And also, we can see with the red and green lights on taxation levels that Brazil, the taxes in Brazil are relatively high compared to the region and compared to the world. And this could mean that we are going to pay a lot of taxes with our ride-hailing app. So this is not a good sign for opening the operations here in this country. Other important variables show us that we are looking to the score doing business and also burden of government regulation. We can see that in general we are not good on these measures, and this could imply that we are going to have some problems with the government, and probably we're going to spend a lot of money to keep our business operating in the country. So probably if you find a country with a greater level of in this measure burden of government regulation and also a better score on doing business, probably you'll be more easy for your company to operate on that country. Nevertheless, we can say that we have a very good number on the business sophistication and technological adoption. So the technological adoption will mean that probably people in Brazil will start using our app, very fast, because people are really open to new technology in Brazil. And business sophistication means that if we, in the second or in the third round, we try to look and to find a partner in Brazil, it will be easy to find a very good partner that could help developing the business here. So using the joint venture option could be useful in the second or third round of the game. But right now, remember, we are in the first round. So, looking at these measures, we may say that we are now making the decisions, and remember, we're going to make decisions for the first round in this video. So the first thing to do is to go here and select the entry mode. As I told you, we have two options of entry modes. The first one, foreign direct investment. Basically, you are going to invest everything by yourself in the country. And remember that it's mandatory to use this option in the first round. So, as we are in the first round, there's no other way to choose a different option. So, I will just put here foreign direct investment. And now, we are moving to the pricing decisions. And we need to choose our price level. The pricing level represents the average price that you will ask for customers to pay for a 5 kilometers height. And I will use a low price for entering into the country. And also the margin level. Remember, the margin level means that you're going to it's basically the percentage of the rights that you are going to receive in the business, because the other part will be paid to the driver, to the partner driver. So I'm going to use I'm going to use a medium margin level. So let's see what this means in fact. So With a low price, this means that in Brazil, in general, it was expected to cost $2.52 for a 5 kilometer ride, but we are adopting a discount strategy. This means that in general, we are going to give a 20% discount on this price. So basically, the price that I'm planning to use for the first year is $2 per ride, per a 5 kilometers ride. And I'm using a medium margin. This means that I'm using a 25% margin. So basically, for each dollar that I receive, 25 cents will become revenue for my company. And the 75% of that will go to pay the partner driver. So let's suppose that I'm going to use this and move to the next decision. I will put here select your pricing strategy per country, and I'll put here the price level low and also the margin level medium, just to have the same results that I used before. And now I'm going to move to the marketing decision. Here, you need first to choose how much you're going to invest on marketing sales. And basically, we have some suggestion here to spend between 1.5 million to until 2.4 million dollars for the first round. This is the suggestion, and I can spend anything that I want, but I cannot spend more than $5 million for the first round. So in the first round, I'm going to be I'm going to accept a lot of risk, and I'm going to invest a lot of money. Let's suppose that I'm going to invest $4.5 million just in marketing. The next decision is to choose the degree that I'm going to adopt a more local or a more global strategy. And here, remember that if you choose a local strategy, you will accelerate the demand. You have a very specific meaning to your target market, but it's not so cost effective to use a local strategy. Since I'm in the first round, and I believe there will have no competition in the country, I will choose to invest a lot of money on local marketing. Let's say 8. This meaning that 80% of all my budget will be located on local marketing strategies. I can change all these decisions every round, so don't worry to have a decision right now. And after that, you need to go here. Just put the priority for marketing sales expenses. It's not necessary it's not mandatory to have this decision right now. I will explain for you in the second round of decision, but I will put here just medium because it will make no difference for the first round. And then I can see the results. So moving down, we can see that I'm supposing that you have no competitor in the country, and I have here 3 different scenarios. So it's expected to, this is the percentage of people in the country that will use my app in the end of the first year. So as you can see here, varying between 0.29% to 0.39%. This is the range of use of the app. And also we have here different scenarios for the average expenditure per user. And what will be the demand? Basically, if you multiply the population of the country by the percentage of users, by the average expenditure per user, do you have the demand? Since I'm operating alone on that country, I expect to have 100% of that market. So this also means that the revenue of my company will vary between $20 million to $50 million just in the first year. And also, we have now other dimensions like I started the business with $10 million. I expect to have this revenue here, but also I will have to pay my partners, the drivers in the country. So this means that basically I will end the first year with $5 million to $12 million, depending on the scenario. This is the revenue of my company. I need to pay for marketing. I'm spending $4.5 million on marketing. Also, I'm expecting to have this range of administrative, operational, and opening costs. So this means that I need to invest a lot of money just to start the business there. And finally, I need to have one idea. I need to give a figure of how much I expect to invest to pay for lawyers, for politicians, to campaigns to approve the use of the app in the country. And these are the regulatory and political costs. No one knows how much you're going to pay, but if you're operating in a risky country, this cost could be high, very high, thousands of millions of dollars per year. So I'm expecting to have something in the middle, and I believe that I'm going to spend $5 million in the first year just with lawyers, with campaigns and politicians to let my business work in the country. So when I finish here, putting this figure, I will have finally the expectations of my profit after all. So basically, in this scenario, I'm expecting to lose between $6 million and probably $3 million in the first year. And in a very good scenario, in an optimistic scenario, I may win $600,000. So basically, this means that in the end of the first year, I can end with basically the same money that I have right now, $10 million, or I can lose a lot of money. Yeah, it's not that good business in Brazil, but could be a chance. I could try to do that. And don't worry if you lose money in the first round. We are not expecting someone to have profit just in the first round of operations. So don't worry about that. So with that in mind, you need to make the decisions, and in the next video, I will show you how to send the decisions. See you. Bye.